I'm Camry Gibson. Welcome to the Camry Gibson Show, the podcast. I believe that one of the most precious gifts you can share with someone is your story. Pain has purpose and stories can change lives. Your journey to become more inspired and transformed by the lives of those around us starts now. Okay, well, pretty much my podcast was created because I was going through some things last year. And I was like, man, I want to be able to consume some content of substance that really goes beneath the surface. A lot of people that I've met over the years have always said that they feel really good talking to me. I tend to motivate them and, make them want to go within, so
Okay.
I was make it a thing.
So are we giving them the struggle today, or what do we give them, or just
Just
whatever?
gonna give them.
It's two sides I can give them. I can give them like my pain, or I could give them like my glorious. It's just two sides. Whatever you
I
want.
got the questions already ready for you. And
Okay.
I'm just gonna flow from there and I'm just gonna pull off whatever you give me. And I'm gonna just ask that you try to be as authentic to yourself and think about what you needed to hear, like when you were going through the things you
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Super chill. Whew. You wanna go by Jeremy or how do you wanna go by Jay?
Actually, Scottie.
Scottie? Okay,
Yeah.
for sure. My bad. I gotta give this alias name. All right, Scottie, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Camry Gibson Show, where we talk about transforming our pain into power. And today I have a special guest with me here today. He goes by the name of Scottie. Scottie, would you mind introducing yourself to the audience for me, please?
Hello, audience chat. I go by the name of Scottie. I'm the founder, CEO of SBRBN Media. I'm just an LA kid, man. That didn't stop. That's my spill, man.
What do you mean you didn't stop? How important is it that you mention that?
Sure, we at the very beginning of it, but I would say I can already say my number one takeaway from life is you just cannot stop. If you don't stop, everything comes to fruition from just that. You know what I mean? The brand I created, which has been starting to grow and do its thing. I've been doing it since we met, which was I was in high school, probably ninth grade. I was 12 years ago or something like that. And so, I've been doing this thing, not even really knowing a lot of the times what I was doing, right? But I just didn't stop, Plenty of times I wanted to stop doing what I was doing, but through that process of just not stopping, I think I kind of realized you realize it's really the journey. People say that oh, it's the journey, not the destination. And then within just continuously going, you do see man, it is the journey, right? You have your moments. Well, every day I'm thinking about the destination, but as creators, as entrepreneurs, as people, those times when we do get to step away from life and reflect, you appreciate the journey. And that only comes from not stopping.
No, that's real. Are you into astrology and signs and stuff? A lot of guys aren't.
Yeah. So this girl once told me, she was like, yo, don't tell girls that you're into astrology because it you're nah, I don't do that shit. You know what I mean? But it's funny though, because I always be nah, I don't believe in that shit because I know that's what gets women, you guys are attracted when dudes say that, whatever. But yeah, I got my little co-star. I'll go on co-star sometimes and because I have a great co-star. My co-star, it tells me you're supposed to be hella famous and rich and that. So I like reading that sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. But if any girl asks, nah, I don't believe in that shit. That shit ain't real.
What? Nah, that's funny. Why is she trying to do that to us?
You believe in that?
I wasn't really into it, but my dad was, and he's a man, and he's a Cancer though, and Cancers are supposed to be very intuitive and shit.
Yeah.
Which I feel like my dad is. Man, it's kind of weird in that. But I'm an Aquarius, so Capricorn is right next to Aquarius, right?
Yep.
They're December to January.
Yep.
All right, y'all are ruled by Right. Y'all are ruled by the planet Saturn. You know that?
I didn't know that, but
Okay, well, I'm going to break it down for you. Saturn is supposed to mean like hard work, like grit, pushing through,
yep,
cold, like you get the shit done, right? Like that,
yep,
like that.
yep. That's me.
Aquarius, right, right. I totally see that. I have a whole bunch of Capricorns in my life, and all they care about is like work.
Yep.
And I don't know, very, very strong people. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and Uranus. So Saturn, we got like some of y'all in us, and then we got Uranus, the planet Uranus, which spins on its side. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's supposed to represent like innovation and like progression and like
Okay.
strange shit. But anyways, you probably don't care about that stuff, but it matters to me. And just paying attention to the people that I attract in my own life.
Mhm.
Like for example, Capricorns. I consider myself to be a very like serious, hardworking young woman, and I see that you have been doing this since high school. I didn't even know that. You know,
Yeah.
um, aside from me being a Capricorn, what else do you think has motivated you to keep going?
Um, I definitely do think like there's a point to the Capricorn thing. What has motivated me to keep going? I think I just had like a very like aligned life. Like I feel like a lot of this stuff is purpose. You know what I mean? Like I was always a curious kid. And I didn't have circumstances that necessarily like dampered that from me from being curious. Like my grandmother, and I need to go visit my grandmother. I just sent a text about her. Her name is Robin Good. Robin Justice Good. You got to put the whole name on that. Like when I was a little boy, I remember looking up at her and her telling me like, and it's crazy, but like she used to be like, you're gonna be so special. You're so special. Like she always used to tell me this. You know what I mean? And so I think they fed a complex in me that made me like like I just believe that I was meant to be special. And so that, or like my mom, she used to like, and this is how I know I'm getting old or older. I'm from the days where we used to literally get like butt whoopings. I don't know if they still get butt whoopings these days, but like I used to get whooped with a belt. And like my mom would like speak out like, I used to one word like, you're going to be an upstanding black man. Like that was what my mom, like word by word, you're gonna be a upstanding. So like, it was like I was no cap. Like I was spoken to and built up in positive ways to be an amazing man. When I was whooped, I was condemned into being amazing. So like I was just cultivated, and ultimately it shaped my mindset. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I'm the best, because being the best is the work ethic, but the mindset was beat into me for me to become this thing. And then additionally from that, again, it was so aligned. Like my mom intentionally took me from school in LA and put me in a school in Northridge or Woodland Hills rather, called Ivy Academia. And the slogan for the school was, "Can your child spell entrepreneur?" And they had specific curriculum and classes that were based around entrepreneur. And so just little things like that throughout my life just lined me up to be this thing. I was given the mindset from my grandmother and my mother. I was put in a school that taught me entrepreneurship. And so just everything I saw as a kid was like lining me up for this. My cousin was in the NFL. So before I was created, once he made it to the NFL, he was pushing Bentleys and like having all the women. And so I was like, oh shit, I'm special, upstanding black man, entrepreneurship, money. Like I'm seeing all these things and I'm just creating my life in real time. And so it's just who I've always thought I should be. And so like I strive to go get those things, which is not always healthy. Like I will say, it's not always healthy. You know what I mean? Like it's not, but it is who I am. So, and I like it. So,
What's not healthy? What do you mean? What's not healthy?
like my relationships suffer. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm very, like people take me as very transactional. You know what I mean? Like I'm not transaction. I'm very transactional to people. And then when I do tend to like dive into my emotional side, I think I could be a little bit manipulative with it because like I might not really truly always care. You know what I'm saying? But I know people care. So I gotta care. I gotta fake care so that you care. And my fake care to me can feel like manipulation. You know what I mean? Like they're all like, yeah, we're in this together, da da da. We are in it together, but I'm not as attached, you know? So, you know, women in my life tell me I should go to therapy. So maybe I should, but I don't know.
That's funny. I could totally relate to that. I don't know if you know about the whole like birth chart
A little bit,
aspect.
a little
Okay,
bit.
do you know like your other placements?
I could
Such
pull
as
it up. I'm gonna pull it up.
such
You
as
want
like
me?
your rising, yeah, like that would be your
Yeah,
ascendant,
I'm
your
finna
moon,
pull it right now. I
and
got
then
close
V.
to my shit.
Okay, good.
You. How do I see? Oh, my chart. So, ascendant, I'm a Leo.
Ooh, I could totally see that being the case.
Virgo moon. Um,
Wow. And look, what's your Venus?
my Venus. Where's my Venus? Aquarius.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Interesting place. I just wanted to know those especially. So Venus will be like how you handle relationships. So I'm an Aquarius sun. So that's like that's what like everybody goes by. So as an Aquarius, I can say we're very disconnected. We tend to like come off very like cold hearted, just very in our head a lot. We're like
Mhm.
overthinkers. So you have that in your love relationship chart. So
I'm all fucked up. Fix me, doc. Fix me. I'm fucked up.
no, but yeah, I just wanted to point that out because I think it can be something to kind of like help guide us into
hmm
like areas we need to like look at more and improve
Yeah.
on. But yeah, man, I remember being like a freshman in college and asking everybody for their LinkedIn, just kind of really having a hard time like connecting with my peers because I was like so into being successful and being somebody. And like I don't know, like I feel like you can kind of like isolate yourself in a way when you're like super passionate about what you want and when you know what you're here to do. Can you relate to that at all when it came to like friendships?
Yeah. Even now, like 100%. I don't talk to friends. I don't talk to people if it's not like business or helping me get or build like we're probably not gonna talk. Like, you want to talk to me? Let's talk on Zoom where I can put some content out about it, or else it's not gonna go well for me because and it's a little bit of fear, which is why I say it's not good because I think that my inability to like sometimes even be present or just focus on the real life thing comes from a place of I'm gonna make it. I gotta make it. If I don't make it, I'm not me, right? If I don't get this, I'm not me, right? And that means you're attaching something external to who you truly are, which is never good. You know what I mean? But there's the flip side of it too, where it's like, look, so I appreciate getting older. Like as I get older, I'm still young, obviously, but I'm stepping out of the part of me that wants to like, okay, maybe I should care because people care. But as I get older, and I can't wait till I'm in my 50s because I truly won't give a fuck. But, and I can curse on here. Yeah. Like, I want to be like a Kobe Bryant or like an old man who just like, yo, this is what I do for fun. You don't have to I want to be stuck in my ways. I'm not there yet, but I think those are the two sides of it. There's a side where, yeah, maybe you can't relax. And then the other side is like, Kobe didn't give a fuck. Like, everybody understands that this is what I'm doing, and you're gonna sacrifice for me. You know what I mean? And I think you have to succeed to make it worth it for people, right? Like if I have a girl and she can't speak with me, she can't speak to me, you know, because I'm on Zooms and doing calls and I'm away for days. That's cool if you're winning. If you're not winning, we got some problems. Like, nigga, you broke and I can't talk to you. It's not gonna work. You know what I mean? So, but if anybody's listening to this and they're younger, I would say like just be confident who you want to be. You know what I mean? Like, don't make people feel like you got to stop and have a drink. If working is fun for you, work. You know what I mean? Like, why? Yeah. So, you know.
Totally. Oh my gosh, I was telling my mom that the other day. I was like, Mom, I'm sorry, I love you, but I feel like I was saying last night, like I feel like God cursed me with like a vision and like balls to like go after what I want. And I was like, no, I don't gotta be a cursed, Camry. Like I enjoy it. Like I'm happy, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not able to like play with my siblings all the time or like, be with my family, but at least they know Camry is like happy and she's good, you know? Um, but yeah, I've had to kind of like stop feeling guilty about it because it's people my age or our age who ain't doing shit, or are okay with like being mediocre and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, but let's go back a little bit. What part of LA did you grow up in? What was it like growing up in that environment?
I grew up in Inglewood. I give Inglewood my biggest piece of like childhood because that's kind of where I was like running around playing tag. Like that's where I was getting in fights, skateboarding and stuff like that. I did jump around, but my most of my outside childhood was in Inglewood, and it was fun, man. It was fun. I was just like, I had no worries. Like it was so being a kid was fun. I didn't grow up like on oodles and noodles. Like I wish I could say I had that struggle. Like I didn't grow up on oodles and noodles. I had a pretty decent life. You get what I'm saying? Like granted, my father was my biological father wasn't in my life, but I was given a father figure. You know what I mean? Like my step pops was there. He was in the house. So technically I had some sort of two-parent household, not my biological, but hey, I was given something, you know what I mean? Some people who were just moms. And so, yeah, growing up in Inglewood was lit, man. We was having fun. We were running around, playing tag. Always a creative, right? I was always trying to create like different businesses and like nigga, I was a kid going around knocking on doors trying to walk people dogs, like always trying to create something and like work. It's funny that you bring up that chart stuff. I was always just trying to work, like work, 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 work. Always work.
No, and it's okay, man. It's okay.
Yeah.
I I think it's okay. I would tell like the younger me that it's okay. You're not weird. Cause I was thinking like, why am I like the way I am? And I was like, I've been like journaling since I was like a little kid, or like always had a journal and a pencil. I don't know. And I was telling like other people like it's important to like nurture your child's gifts early on,
Mm-hmm.
and like, don't try to get them to go away from that. Like if my dad had pushed me outside to go play, like that would have shifted me away from what I was supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, man, there's nothing wrong with that. But I wanted to go back to the part you mentioned about not growing up eating oodles and noodles.
Yeah.
Why is it important that we get the other side of the black kids story out there, and then tie
What,
that to the media? Like not every kid grows up good. But
when
that's black.
you said not every kid grows up in the hood that's black.
Right, right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was definitely, we was probably in the hood. So my mom, like every hood, there's like that one street that might be like kind of a safe zone. We always did that. We was on that street where it's like, you good on this street? Don't go to that street or that street. Like that was my thing, you know what I mean? And my parents, by no stretch of the imagination, did they have money. I didn't grow up in Ladera Hills. Like we didn't own a house. Cars was getting evicted. Like we didn't have money, but we wasn't necessarily poor, right? Like I never missed a meal, and the meal never had to be oodles and noodles. So it was like very much fine line, middle class, whatever. But again, so living in this environment, my mom would take me to this school in Northridge, which ultimately taught me this mindset about, entrepreneurship and just a different lifestyle. Main reason is the kids that were there. I met this Jewish kid, and I forget his name, but his parents, he dropped him off. He comes up to me. He's like, yo, he was like, you see that car? I'm like, yeah. Like, he's like, that's the car I just got out of. I'm like, all right. He's like, it's a G-Wagon. He's like, it's $100,000. I'm literally like young. I'm in middle school. So I'm like, all right, like, cool, whatever. But I had a lot of those experiences. I went to one of my friends' house, Donovan Novotny. Remember that dude, creator. His dad worked at like Warner Brothers, something crazy. He had horses. He had like 2 acres in Woodland Hills, had horses, had tortoises, had like pigs, like had animals. And so during the time, I'm like, all right, cool, like whatever. Once I transferred back to school in LA in high school, started hanging out with a different group of people, and I realized like, oh shit, we got the game backwards. You know what I mean? Like they got G-Wagons and horses. We don't have none of that, you know? And so I did see like a disconnect there. And that's what ultimately got me wanting to change or start the media brand that we created, because I wanted to bridge that gap, right? Because I think if we focused on different things, that we'd be able to get ahead. Because to your point, like myself, I didn't grow up in the complete hood. I didn't grow up necessarily with horses and stuff either, but there was a fine line that myself, I feel like you may have had, to where it's like, I'm not a oodle noodle baby. I didn't grow up in the Jordan Downs. You know what I'm saying? Thank God. I'm not talking shit, but there was a spot for us. There was a spot for the kid that felt as though his family's legacy was on him. You know what I mean? My family, and tie back to them telling me I was special, like, I tell my pops to this day, like I told him, bro, at 55, you're retired. I got 4 years. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people in my position. I feel like that's like, yo, my parents were not rich. They were actually probably broke. But they were broke because they gave us everything. You know what I mean? Like we didn't miss meals because my parents had $0 in their pockets so that we could go out and eat. You know what I mean? They made sure we could go to Disneyland and experience that. We probably didn't go a lot, but we went to Disneyland. I went on a cruise one time in my life. I didn't go a lot, but my parents made sure I felt that. You know what I mean? And now as an adult, you realize, nigga, they was broke making this shit happen. But I wanted to speak to those people to say, like, look, me and you are right on the brink of, we can take this shit to the next level, or our kids can be oodles and noodles babies. You know what I'm saying? And so, to me, that was all a subject, or that was all determined on the content that you consumed and what you were consuming. And so, Malcolm X said, obviously I might butcher that, but he who controls the media controls the masses. And so it was like, all right, I want to start a media company. And we started a media company. Yeah, I tried to bring it back. I know you asked one question. I took it somewhere. I tried to bring it back, but you know. I also want to say, and this is off subject, and you can tie it back, but I have like I don't know if euphoric is the word, but this is really cool knowing the fact that I knew you in the past. Great, our relationship wasn't crazy, but it's kind of like iconic us having this conversation. I'm like, this is really dope for me. But continue. I'm sorry. I've been thinking it the whole time. Like, damn, this is hard.
Nah, yeah, let's talk about that more off the record, because
Yeah, my
I'm not.
fault.
Oh, you're fine. You're completely fine. Absolutely. I told you, I'm cool. I'm good at stuff like this. But anyways, that's good, man. Were you involved in any like sports or anything creative outside of building your own media company
Yeah,
during high
always
school?
creating, bro. You know, like I said, I was always kind of creating brands and stuff like that. Besides, like stuff that I own, like I play basketball, play football, play baseball. I was on like the team for what is this shit? I was on a writing team. One of the reasons I started Suburban is because I was on a writing team thing, whatever. So after school, we go like write and shit like that. I did the prom committee. Like I picked the theme for our prom. So when I think back, I was pretty active. Yeah, I was pretty active for sure.
And what made you not take the college route? Did you go to school? Did you feel
Yeah, I
like
did. I went to Morehouse. I went to Morehouse College. So I'm trying to think at that time, did I care about college? Yeah, I think I did care about college. I didn't want to be the only one who didn't go to college. So I went on a college tour. Again, parents scraped up some money, had my uncles and shit like pitch in, went on a college tour. We went to like Grambling State. We went to like all the schools on the fucking South or whatever. We went to Morehouse. And they was like, yo, it's an all boys school. I'm like, I'm dead. I'm not going. We got to Morehouse. We sitting out in the front. They have a barbershop. So a dude comes out the barbershop. He like, yeah, like, he like, y'all just got my fresh cut. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna go to Spelman. I'm like, Spelman's like an all-girls school right there. I'm like, all-girls school? We got action. But I wasn't sold. And then I think one of the kids might have asked him, like, yo, like, why you not in class? Like, and he was like, bro, this shit's so easy, bro. Like, he's like, it's not hard at all. He's like, I don't go to class. Like, I just be shooting the shit, creating. As soon as he said that, I was like, I want to go to Morehouse. Like, I'm going to Morehouse. He lied. That shit was not easy, but yeah, that's what made me want to go to Morehouse. So I went to Morehouse, and that was probably one of the funnest times of my life as well. Yeah, that was one of the funnest times. You're kind of making me a little sad. You're making me reflect on all. I don't really reflect. You know what I mean? So to think back at Morehouse was really cool. It was really fun. I wish I would have had more fun. I wish I would have talked to everybody. I wish I would have went out every day, you know, like, and I say that and I speak to myself even now, like, I wish I would have just went hard 24/7. Like, I'm talking about wake up, passionate, like coffee, like, and mean it. You know, I want to, you should sleep passionately. Like, when it's time to sleep, them 5 hours, I'm sleep. Like, I'm enjoying my sleep. For real. Like, when you get up and you go to a party hard. You know what I mean? When you're in class, be in class hard. When you talking to a shorty, damn her up hard. Like, everything should be like, and that's what school taught me. Because when I look back, I'm like, bro, I should have been going ape shit. Like, I had the most energy ever. I'm talking about, I don't want to go to the party. Nah, you should get on it and go hard and just be that type of person. And so, that got me juiced up. Because that makes, now, I'm talking to myself now, but even back then, I wish I would have been on that. Wish I would have been on that.
Absolutely. What was your study? Did you graduate?
No, I dropped out to finish Suburban. And it's crazy because I was on full ride too. Kind of. Yeah, kind of. Did I have full academic? I think I might have had partial academic. Let me not lie. Partial academic, but I had a scholarship, and then I ended up doing marketing and then sales minor. Yeah. But I had to work for my scholarship. I didn't have a scholarship off grades. Like, the summer before I got accepted, we didn't have the money. And so that whole summer, and I kid you not, that whole summer I was calling Morehouse College trying to get funding, and they kept denying me to the point. And on LA time, they was on the South, so I'm waking up at 5:30 to be the first caller, and I'm like 17 doing this. But this experience taught me so much about myself. But waking up every single day all summer, I'm living not good at this time, but calling every day, 5:30, calling, to the point where I call and they know my name. Like, is this Jeremy? 2 weeks go by. School has started. School is 2 weeks in. I'm still calling. 2 weeks in, I call. Yo, they're like, yo, son, is this Jeremy? Scottie. And then I'm like, yes, this is. And they're like, you know what? Let me put you on a call with the president. Got on the phone with the president. They gave me the money I needed. I was on a flight like the next day, I want to say. Next 2 days, I was on a flight. And I got to experience college for that, which is so crazy. I'm such a beast. God damn, I'm such a beast.
I like that. It's funny. I was going through something difficult. I had transferred from not a PWI, a predominantly Asian institution more so in the Bay Area to an HBCU.
Okay.
Yeah, but I remember like just going to an HBCU. I wasn't used to having to fight for everything,
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was really hard. And one of my homies had told me, like, look, they're not going to respond to you. And I was like, I don't want to call them or email them again. They're going to think I'm stupid. I look crazy. I'm embarrassed. He was like, embarrassed they asses. So I sent my shit all the way to like the head of whatever department, right? My stuff got resolved. They sent out a mass email saying don't ever do that again. But just from that point on, I was like, you have to do what you got to do to get what you want, you know?
Bro.
And go ahead.
No, go.
No, I think also just moving forward into creating my own uh things for myself. I've learned that it's not a matter of like being desperate or like being annoying. It's being relentless, you know? Like I'm gonna get what I want for what I want. Like that's what it is. So when I'm in people's DMs, messages, faces, like take it how you want to take it. Like I know what I want, you know? And I'm not gonna let one no like stop. What were you gonna say though?
So we was at this. I'm not gonna say the name of the event, but we was at this event, and I got a street team that goes out and interviews people. So I'm out with the street team, and there's an artist that I'm cool with. I'm cool with the artist, but like it's a big brand, you know what I mean? And so like we got media passes or whatever, and like they're like we're waiting to like interview them, but you know you got a bunch of media in the person. So after questions, it's like yo, who's next? Who's next? Who's next? I know how this goes. You know what I mean? Me and the team is out there sweating. It's hot. I'm like, we finna get this thing. You know, I'm looking at me and Tim. I'm like, nobody else finna say nothing. I'm finna go Diddy mode and say what I gotta say. So I'm like, yo, the lady who's orchestrating, I'm like, yo, can we go next? She's like, oh, I gotta take him over there, and then I'll bring him back. And I just went Diddy mode and was like, override you. I went straight to the artist, and I'm like, yo, can I get a drop? Da 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 da. And they didn't like that at all. You know what I'm saying? They was not having it. The security, everybody came over. And you know, a little drama. But the dude came over and was like, yo, I know you doing your little shit and all. And I was like, definitely not little. So we had a spat. They ended up kicking me out. But to that point, it's just like, yo, you gotta do what you gotta do, bro. You know what I mean? Like nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody cares about you. And you gotta be willing to like go and take what you want. You gotta take it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes things are gonna be. It's all about levers. You know what I mean? Like pull the lever. Sometimes you gotta go be an asshole. I was thinking it this morning, talking through with like my team and like how there's been certain friction within the team, and I just think to myself like, yo, I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to get this shit done. You know what I mean? Like I've had plenty of careers that grown up like, oh, I've been a supervisor at the post office. I've worked at Costco. I've worked at all of these jobs that black people tell you to get. Never like I ain't work at like no career, but those are the jobs that where we from. Mom, go work at the airport. Your mom's like, go Costco, the postal government job. I've done them all. I've quit them all to pursue this thing. And so sometimes you got to tell yourself like, yo, other people on my team, as much as they are helping me, much as other people might be helping you, that company is allowing my company to come in there and be a part of this. But at the end of the day, none of them are sacrificing what I'm sacrificing to do what I got to do. And so I have to override all of that. You know what I mean? There's a way to do it. And I'm a Capricorn, so maybe I don't always do it right. But the point is, you have to be steadfast. And sometimes you got to just be a dick and just do what you got to do. You know what I mean? In this life, results matter. And I learned that very fast dealing with even like I tie everything to basketball and women, but you know, there could be a dude who's scamming. He got 100,000 on him, spending it. You over here working at Burger King, you know what I'm saying, flipping your burgers. Girls don't care how the money came. They care that you got it. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like winning, people don't care. And winners rewrite history. That's a fact. It ain't like, oh, do the right thing and you're gonna like, nah, you gotta win. Nobody cares. You have to win. And winners rewrite the history of all of this shit. And so, you know, I just went in my passionate mode just now, but that's something I'm very passionate about that. And I believe like you have to attack and like to be successful, there's a little bit of shrewdness that you have to have. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
No, man, absolutely. I've just had to learn that it's okay, you know, to be that way to certain people, you know. And my dad told me just from the very beginning, you want people to respect you, Camerie, not to like you. you know, especially when it comes to boys. He said, I don't care if they don't like you. Don't let no boy touch your ass. You know, if you got to knock the boy out, whatever. And my daddy was right. You know, them boys knew not to mess with me. You know, they didn't like me, but they wasn't going to do that again with me. You know, and I use that example because I saw I saw like guys violate other girls and girls would giggle and like shrink themselves because they don't want to cause controversy. You know, they don't want the guy to react or get mad with them. You know, just something that I don't think even guys understand women go through. But like a lot of pressure is on us to just be liked by men just so we can coexist and do so peacefully, you know? Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I think women probably have that more. Like that's a real thing. You guys to be liked and like for me, I could be an asshole and then it'll lead to respect more than it would for you guys. So that's 100%. That is a tough battle that you guys have to battle for sure. But that's also I can't wait to be 40 or like just once I really know who I am. I don't give a fuck what y'all. I don't like. You don't gotta. You know what I mean? I can't wait. Can't wait.
Got my money, it's all good. Absolutely.
Yeah, like.
Oh, for sure. What has been the most difficult in becoming who you are today?
The most difficult thing in becoming who I am today, living up to it, has been the most difficult thing. Like, execution is tough, bro. You know, ideas are so easy, talking about it so easy, but to live up to it and do it is tough. And I'll tell you why. It's because it's a feedback loop, right? It's like you create this image of yourself and who you want to be and how you want to be it. And one, not only is it tough to do that, right? But then there's times when you do it and you slip up for a day. And if you're not confident, that day will make you like question what you got going on. So it's a lot of things that you have to overcome within that. And you can go through slumps, you know what I'm saying? But the key to it is like Jay-Z said it. He was like, every time I fall, I bounce up like ground ball. And like, if you follow stocks or whatever, like this is just life. It's like up, 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 damn, crazy dip, up, 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 crazy dip, up, up, up. And so like, I've had my craziest dip this year in trajectory. Like this year, let's be transparent with the people. What is today? It's October 16th, 2023. Beginning this year, I was sitting on like 100K plus liquid. I'm like, oh, I made it. It's up. Like, I'm only up from here. Like, had 100K plus, benzo, you know what I'm saying? Multiple, like, legally, I'm up. And then shit just started happening. And then you see it and you just have to be able to balance that and maintain it, not question who you think you are, who you want to be. It's just a whole roller coaster. But to button that up and give you like a concise answer, I think it's the consistency, right? That's the toughest thing. Being consistent in who you want to be or who you know you should be. You know you should, even with like being a leader, I think I'm a leader. I want to be a leader. Certain calls I don't want to make that I won't make sometimes. That's tough, right? Because I have a thing with confrontation and it's like, so it's tough to be consistent in that. That's the toughest part. That's the toughest part. I don't know if I know the answer. Do I know that? The answer is do it. The question is how. You know what I mean? And you got to just play with your levers. You know what I mean? Maybe talk to yourself, maybe a good circle, but consistency is the hardest part of it. That's the hardest part. But
Absolutely. I hear you. I can relate to that.
you
What's
think you're
your attitude?
you think you're super consistent? No, you good. You good.
Consistent?
What's the hardest thing for you?
Oh my goodness. People usually never ask me questions.
Yeah.
I would say confidence. I feel like I told Mama, I said, Mom, you know, this year I just realized I'm kind of pretty. And it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy.
Oh.
Like, it sounds crazy to my mom was like, Cameron, you're stupid. Cameron, you don't say that shit. And I said, it sounds good to everybody else. But when it's you, like, you're you, you know, like you're yourself. You know, all your weird quirks and like challenges and like, you know. things about yourself.
Nope,
So,
nope, nope, nope,
you know what I'm
nope.
saying? Like, honestly, that would be it. But it would be confidence more on like the outside. Internally, my dad was like your mom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's hard to describe, but I would really say probably that.
You think something happened that made you not? I'm gonna get look my dog in the back. I'm gonna get in trouble, but you're not. You're bad. Like you know this, right? You don't think that you're bad? That's crazy. You got to work that through.
No, absolutely. Everybody has their things to work through.
That's
But
true.
what has carried me through has been my intelligence, the fact that I know I'm very like smart and capable and doing a lot of things. But the doctor told me this the other day. He got it
Therapist,
from a philosopher. Hmm?
therapist.
No, a chiropractor.
Okay.
He was like, there are no solutions. There are only trade-offs. And when I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, technically you're kind of right. Like if you do something on this end, then like if you think about the drug and the food industry, right, lying to us about these things being not dangerous or giving us cancer. If they tell us the truth, there's a trade-off. They lose money, we get our health. We're healthy. They're not going to be rich. They're not going to make millions and billions of dollars, trillions of dollars off of our diseases and stuff because we have to pay. Does that make sense? Okay.
No,
I
that makes
forgot
sense.
why. Yeah. I forgot why I'm bringing that up, but yeah, I don't
That
know.
makes sense. No, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of
Hmm.
sense. I
But
think.
the doctor, go ahead.
I think. And I could be. Um. I could be wrong in it. So, but I'll just give my opinion anyway, even though you didn't ask. But like, even like like how we got here, I would have wanted you to be more like, I don't know, just in my face with it. Like, you know what I mean? To me, that's a confidence thing. You know what I mean? And granted, you're getting the job done, but I think when you did it, I could tell, or I feel as though you weren't sure if you could land it or something like that. That's how it felt to me. I could be wrong in that, but I think the package that you have and who you are, like, I think that you have the ability to like step to niggas and be like, yo, this is what I need you to do and let's do it. You know what I mean? Like if you were to come with that to me, like I would, yes, man, like you have that ability to make that happen. So I would want you to live in that a little bit more. Like you are one for women, I feel like when you're beautiful, that helps a lot. But then when you're intelligent and smart too, you're more powerful than any man could ever be. You know what I mean? So
Thank you. You sound like my daddy too. He just gives women their credit, and he's not less of a man, which I've learned that real men actually acknowledge that power of women. I
yeah.
don't know. That's what I feel like.
Hey,
Doesn't
listen,
take nothing from you at all.
listen. My favorite insect is a praying man. I used to want to be an entomologist. My favorite insect is a praying mantis. After the men have sex with women, they hatch an egg. After the egg is hatched, or maybe after sex, after she's impregnated, she eats the man, and he licks her. So listen, it's like that all across the animal kingdom. I believe it. Like yo, y'all got it. My
Right. That's
team is like probably 95% women. Swear to God.
no. I remember my homie had said women can just be more reliable. They
Oh,
get the shit done.
and y'all not like men got these weird egos. Like it'd be weird, like or like they'll say something it's like vague, and I'll be like, what? Like what are you passive aggressive ass nigga? What are you doing? Like you
That is
passive.
so true.
I'm saying like I'm a man, like so I get it, like you know.
Man,
But
that's
also
so
I think like, we're not allowed to like do anything, so we have to be passive aggressive. Cause like if we do show some emotion, it's like what's sassy. So like we kind of gotta show you we're mad without showing you mad. You know what I mean? So we all working on it. We all human.
that's so funny. No, that's so funny.
It's
Okay,
facts.
okay, we're getting close to the end, man. This
Yeah,
has
I
been
can do this all day, bro. I like it.
okay. So I've been considering October to be love month because it's Libra season. Libra is ruled by planet Venus, which is the planet of love. So, what is your attitude toward love and relationships romantically?
Oh my God. I don't know if I believe in love at this current space and like where I am right now. You know, and again, I'm speaking, and this is the beautiful thing about these interviews. I'm speaking as 27-year-old me. You know what I mean? Hopefully one day when you are mega rich and we do this and you got your offices and I'm, however old and I'm a little less jaded, maybe the conversation will be different. But, and you'll see my growth, maybe. But at this point in my life and the relationships that I've been through and how I feel and what I was taught through media, I don't know if I believe in love. I think that, all right, let me say this. I think that love is real, but I think it lasts for a finite amount of time. And I think after that, you have to just be with somebody that works from a transactional level, right? Or a business level. So like me and you could get together. In the beginning, there will be love, but eventually that will die. And then from there, it becomes us working like a team. And then I think it's less of love and more like an admiration of what we can build together. Like we built this home together. We've nurtured these kids together. We've build whatever it is that we can build, but that love piece, I think, is a little over fantasized. And for me, at least for me as a man, like I cannot operate and be like, oh my God, like I just can't. I have to be, I've been taught to be a little bit more shrewd and hard. And so that's how I tend to look at it. Maybe I could see a woman being in a relationship and continuously like love and flowers and all this stuff, but I personally don't operate that way. To me, it's a little bit more transactional. What's every time I tell people this, it feels like they be like, oh, that's kind of like, but that's just been my experience. You know what I mean? People are gonna do weird shit to you, and when that love thing is involved, if it could really throw you for a train wreck. And to me, when I think about it, what is love? Like everybody that I love, I feel like I just decided to love them. Like I love this person, and I just tell myself like I love you, and it's like I'm just making myself feel an emotion when I should just step back and be like, yo, I appreciate you, dependent on what we do. Like you're lying to me every day. I don't. I now have the ability to take my admiration and respect, but love is like that's your man. Yep, and I'm gonna stick beside him. Like that's love. Like I'm not sticking beside no bullshit. You know what I mean? That's how I kind of feel about it.
Oh my goodness, that was really good. That was a really good one. And that one just really helped me too.
Yeah, I'm clipping out and putting it on Instagram. They're gonna see that's a good one.
That's gonna be really good. That was really good, man. Cause I was telling my mom, like, Mom, is something wrong with me? So I have Capricorn in my Venus.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, I've always been like a very let's get shit done type of person. I'm not really passionate, just naturally, right? Just and I'm like, I love you. Like I do love you. Like look at what I'm doing for you. Like I'm there for you. I'm
Mm-hmm.
loyal, I'm dependable. But it just would not work with other people. They're like, nah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that. That's not how I work. But I don't know. So thank you for that.
You got to learn how to manipulate people. And
Mm.
that's a very piss poor word of like saying it. But my communication style, like I enjoy using words like that. But at the end of the day, it's like I know women. It like if she likes flowers, to me, it's like some marketing bullshit. But you gotta cater to that and get her flowers and like act like you care, right? And if that makes her happy, that makes her happy. That's manipulation at the end of the day, to me. But if it gets the job done, it gets the job done. But if two people who feel the same can get together, then it's even better. Because now we're both like, I get it. Like, you love me. You ain't got to necessarily do all this corny shit to make it. Like, I had girls who like, you didn't say good morning. Like, that shit is crazy to me. That's love. That's that love shit. Where like, I got to say good morning to you every morning. Like, we're grown. Get up. I'm up. Like, let's work.
No, absolutely. Another thing I'm gonna get into. I want to really get into it. I think the only true love is between like a mother and a child. That's
Mm-hmm.
just me personally. only true love that exists. I just think everything else is kind of like, I don't really believe that shit, you know. And I'm more interested in like the like, I don't know.
Have you been heartbroken a lot?
Me?
Yeah, because we might just be two broken people up here talking, and it's just like fuck.
We might be. So let me stop. Okay, let me move to another. Let me move to another question. Yeah. Does it sound dark? I don't think
Yeah,
it's
it's dark.
dark. I think it's wiser. Our generation is getting wiser, and like maybe not, or maybe not, or I don't know. Maybe it's just people who.
I've never seen a relationship that didn't involve like cheating.
Me either. And I keep telling my mom like
I'm like,
I don't think it's out there. Like
and
without the
so
love, y'all.
what are we really doing? Like, if we're gonna cheat, like, I'm good. It's too many
Yeah,
emotions. I'm good.
me too. No, for real, man. Let's work. Let's build. All right. So, all right. What does happiness look like for you?
What does happiness look like? Hmm. Um, I think I might say I don't know. When am I happiest? I'm happiest when I'm creating, for sure. You know what I mean? I think it might get a little dark. As I'm getting older, I think I'm conditioning myself to just no. I know what happiness. Happiness is success. Happiness is winning. Like let me not even like get too complex. Like when you're winning, I'm happy. Like it's about like succeeding at what I want. Y'all want this girl? I got her number. I'm happy. You know what I mean? I want to get to this benchmark for my business. I'm happy. I made this much money. I'm happy. You know what I mean? Like I have money. Money is happiness to me. Like I do now. I know the answer to this question. Money is happiness. You know what I mean? I think money is happiness. I think resources are happiness. I think taking care of your family is happiness. It's one of those things when people be like, "Yo, like I don't know my purpose." Like, yo, your purpose is to handle business and win. That's your purpose. You know what I mean? Like, your purpose is not basketball or singing. Your purpose is to be able to buy your family what they want, or be able to get it even if you don't have to buy it. Your happiness is your happiness and your purpose is tied to providing for other people. You know what I mean? Like, this is a form of happiness, just being able to hop on this and talk. Like, I know that this helps your platform. It helps my platform. Like this is happiness. We're moving things forward. Progression is happiness for me. As long as I'm getting ahead on the things that I want. If I want a Benz and I go to the dealership and they say, yo, your credit score is not high enough, I'm not happy. If I get the Benz, I'm happy. You know what I mean? So attaining your goals, moving forward in progress is happiness. If I don't feel like I'm moving forward, and I'm stuck, that's when I get fogged up. When I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? My flow state comes from moving forward. Yeah.
I like I like that. What would you tell the younger you with the wisdom you have today?
I will go back to that Morehouse thing where it's like, bro, just go hard. Go hard, 100%. I don't care what it is. If it's basketball, go hard. Like, I would literally, I can't even express how much I mean it when I say go hard. You know what I mean? Like, what does that mean? Like make motherfuckers think that you crazy. You know what I mean? Like, send a text at 3 a.m. You know what I mean? Like go hard, and just psych yourself out. Use that love emotion that we talked about, where it's like I love him so much, I'll do anything for him. Like take that and put that towards just everything. You know what I mean? Put that towards your work. Put that towards your significant other, and just go hard with it. Never be attached to it, but go hard with everything. Give it your all, and then let the chips fall where they may. You know what I'm saying? That's in everything in life. Like my coffee, I drank this shit hard. I enjoyed every taste, the caramel, the coffee bean. Just taste it all, take it all in, because once the shit's over with, it's over with, and you're gone. So enjoy every feeling of this shit. Don't question yourself, but just question yourself with passion. You know what I mean? Like, we question ourselves and then we be like, oh, question. Like, nah, question yourself with a passion and figure out what's going on. Answer yourself, right? Like, just go hard. That would be I can't stress that enough. Like, go hard. And that's what at every age. If you 50, go hard. Like, that's all you can do. That's all we can do is live with a passion, bro. Psych yourself out into enjoying this shit, because this is a sick ass world. Like, you gotta just enjoy it. Like, you gotta enjoy it.
I like that. You got me fired up on a Monday. All right. Last question for you. This has been really fun. What would you want to see more of in this world?
What do I want to see more of in this world? For everybody, just like a general thing. I think I would want to see people being more cognitive of like the way other people feel. More empathy. I think if we have more empathy in the world, life would get a lot better. Like, we should be considering how other people might feel. Not saying that I do a great job of it, but you know, when I think I see on Twitter and like even like growing my own personal brand and like being subject to like people saying certain things about me and not knowing me, it's very eye-opening when you go on Twitter and you see like people just throw out an opinion and it's like, damn, like these people see these things. You don't know what they're going through, how they might feel. Even like, I give you a prime example. I went to Starbucks and the lady like gave me my drink in like a weird way. I forgot what it was. It might have like they did some shit. And it's like, you could tell they didn't care. It was like, whatever. And, you know, I was feeling like in my head, I'm like, I got kind of frustrated with the person. But then you tap into that empathy, which I think is a superpower, because you can literally feel how someone else feels. That's a superpower, right? Someone can tell you that their mom dies. You can literally feel what they feel. And that's a human superpower. But anyways, got my drink. And my mom like, nah, this mother. And then I'm like, you know what? This nigga's working at Starbucks, probably making $15 an hour, serving people all fucking day. I have an attitude too, you know what I mean? And so like, if everyone did that with one another, the world would be a better place. You know what I mean? And we would respond to each other a lot better. So I think I would love to see more empathy in the world.